Okay, today we're here at the Columbia County Communications Center. It is the Emergency Operations Center, and we are here with Richard Heston. And Richard, tell us about yourself.
Hello, I'm Richard Heston. My call sign is Kilo Echo 4 Bravo Quebec India, which is KE4BQI. That is a call sign that's given to every amateur radio that meets the qualifications. I am also the emergency coordinator for Columbia County. As I've been appointed to this position since about 1999, and have been with every major hurricane since 1995. So we carry our external communications from the regular emergency operations through amateur radio. We connect the Caribbean and all the storm reports and go directly back to the National Weather Service in Jacksonville. We have a direct link digitally, and we also have a link with FM. So we can do it with FM. HF is low frequency. We can do it high frequency. And we just have the capability of being independent of the infrastructure. So when there are problems, the lines are overloaded, which happens in every major event. You can't even use your cell phone because they shut down. But in any major event, I try to be here before they call it, so I'm one of the first ones here at the Emergency Operations Center. This is a room that's reserved specifically for amateur radio, and also where we store the CERT equipment, which is the Community Emergency Response Team for our area. Often the Board of County Commissioners can't get through to the EOC, so what we do is they may go to a Red Cross shelter and use one of the amateur radio operators. We work directly with the Red Cross. I'm a Red Cross volunteer and certified through them also. So what we do is we handle the communications for the shelters, and whether they need supplies, they need medical attention, or whatever it is that they need. Right now I'm going to do a radio check-in, and we'll find out who is monitoring this frequency on this repeater, which is local in central Columbia County. This is KE4BQI for radio check at the Emergency Operations Center in Columbia County. If there's anyone monitoring, please check in.
Hello, India 6, India. Says KI4TRR, Suwannee County. Yellow India 4, Zulu Bravo Oscar, Columbia County.
Thank you, KI4AYY and KI4TRR from Suwannee, and from KI4ZBO. Appreciate your check-ins. We're doing an interview right now, basically see how amateur radio operates for our area during a disaster. This is KE4BQI Net Control, and I'll be standing on the side. I'm going to go to a QSY to HF, and we'll see if there are any check-ins on HF. This is KE4BQI QSY. This is KE4BQI for radio check at the Emergency Operations Center in Columbia County. We have the capability of connecting all the Caribbean islands, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and different times in the day we go to different frequencies. This is the ability that we have that goes beyond what the local communication systems are able to do. We're flexible. Whatever is open, we can go ahead and go to a certain frequency. It's kind of like a hub for the Suwannee Valley area, and we have what we call the Suwannee Valley Area Skywarn Net, and that's amateur radio emergency service connected to Skywarn, which is part of the National Weather Services program. To give you an idea of what took place, when 911 occurred, all the communication towers were on the twin towers, or the antennas were. So when both buildings collapsed, we have a repeater on the Empire State Building, so we were able to assign operators within a half hour. We had operators that already volunteered to handle communications for fire and rescue, because all they had was handy-talkies. And in town, excuse me just a moment.
County, this station is QRT. This frequency is this time. KI4TRR is QRT.
That means it is off. Okay?
Okay, that's cool. I have another question. Why do they call it amateur radio? I mean, I just...
Okay, that is a very good question because, of course, many of the people that we deal with are very professional, and we do practice on a weekly basis. Many of the fellows either have doctorate degrees. I have a commercial radio license for commercial communications and television and radio, as well as a ham radio operator license, and then I'm what they call a VE. That is a volunteer examiner for FCC testing. So I'll have a test a Monday night, the fourth Monday in every odd month. We do testing for people who want to get their amateur radio licenses. And then I teach. I'm also a teacher and teach electronics. So
that's amazing.
It is amazing. It's called amateur because we can't be paid unless we've been sent out and assigned under a specific large area disaster, such as a hurricane.
Wow, that's amazing. So this whole thing depends on volunteers.
Yes, ma'am. It depends on volunteers. There is a certain, what we call a jump team. Certain of us carry a 3-day supply of everything that we need to go: water, food, supplies, and radios, so that we can just be assigned in a moment. We can have someone on a special site, or we try to give them 30 minutes within the county, have someone at a position, or if it's within the state, we wait from the state EOC, which is in Tallahassee, to go ahead and make a request. It'll come through our district. The district comes to the county, and then the county goes to the individual as the assignments come. We're connected to the National Weather Service in Miami at the Hurricane Center there, so that we have any traffic coming from the seas or any pertinent traffic. When we had Hurricane Floyd, we had 2 million people evacuate from Jacksonville. The roads, all the gas stations were out of gas.
Yes.
Everybody, there was no place to sleep. The parking lots were filled up here. And this is really the main artery for Florida, getting out of Florida. I-95, I-10 going west, and 75 going north. So this becomes a hub, the hub for supplying. FEMA puts their supplies in ahead of a storm, just so that it's on standby, so that it can go into the areas wherever the hurricane strikes.
So there's nothing amateur about this.
There's nothing amateur whatsoever. But
That's
I do
wonderful.
appreciate your time, and you've been very kind to us.
Well, I just appreciate you letting me in the building. It was quite an ordeal to get in here. And I'm very privileged and honored that you allowed me to come in and interview you today. Thank you so much for being on the Suwannee Valley Times.